Okay, for those of you that are interested in a 2-liter pop bottle rocket, this is mine. As you can see, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 bottles high. Of course, only in this chamber. There's one here. Well, I'll lift it off one sec. That's just the holder. So there's my fins. I have 1 chamber, 2 chamber, 3 chambers, and then the rest is just to hold the parachute mechanism. So at the bottom, that's my Gardena hose connector right there. I think you can see that. And I will take that off to show what that looks like inside. So you basically take the Gardena hose connector and fit it into, so it'll fit in the bottom of the container. So you have to take your Gardena, basically sacrifice it because you're going to cut it just where the threads start. Leave yourself the flat edge. Drill a hole through your cap so this portion here of the Gardena can push through, but then that there's still a lip inside that it hooks on, and then just put back the regular bottle cap washer that it came with, and then that just gets screwed onto the bottle like so, and there you go. So I don't know if I can pull this off. Give me 1 second and I will pull off the fin. There is the fin off of the bottom. So that's just another pop bottle cut apart. There's a little lip, and that's just foam you can get at a craft store. It's just you cut it. I laid and used crazy glue to attach it to the pop bottle. Okay, so there's that portion there. And give me 1 more second to take off the tape. I don't know if I can show how well I can show this. If I can show it through the bottle, that would be better. Yeah, so that's a threaded piece of tubing that's used for when you have a lamp and you want the lamp cord to go through the centerpiece, but yet you can see it's threaded. Those are the little nuts it comes with. And then I just added rubber O-rings that you can get at any hardware store that I put a washer and then the rubber O-ring. And then I also put some plumber's tape on the threads just to seal it even better. And that goes on the cap, okay, and screws to the bottom. So you drill a hole with a drill just large enough for that threaded piece to go through the bottom of the bottle. And then once it comes out the other side, you have your bottle cap. So you just have to put a washer on there with the nut and seal that off so it's airtight, and then you can screw your next bottle in. And then for the last chamber, same thing, bottom of the bottle, drill a hole. Oh, that shows up good because the nut's rusty. And I've got some plumber's tape on there with a washer and then an O-ring. And then same thing on this side. I have a O-ring, but the washer is in the cap, inside the cap, and then the nut. And then the next bottle screws on. So you have 3 chambers. So there's your first, that fills with air, that's filled with air. This bottle gets filled 3/4 with water. And then this unit will be pressurized to 100 psi. And at the top, I don't know if I can do this with, I'm just holding this with my hand, but This is my little apparatus. As you might be able to see this. It locks in place, but it just takes a little bit of pressure. That then can spin out. So what I do here is that locks down in place. There's an actual ball in this tube right here. And when the rocket gets up to the apogee, so it gets to the top, it's starting to tip over, the ball will roll down the tube. It will hit this other piece of pipe right in here. When it does that, this little lever pops up. There's an elastic that holds my parachute. Give me one pause, I'll lock it in and I'll show you. Okay, so see, there's the elastic. The parachute's inside. The elastic comes down, goes around that other tie wrap, right angle, and attaches onto that little lever, which is a little twisted right now. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. It was just a little right angle. That's pretty sensitive, but it will not come off as the rocket's flying up. As you see, a little crunch there. Can't remember if that one, maybe I had it on one time and I think the nose cone took a bit of an impact. But I'm going to show you how this works. If I can hold it far enough away, you'll see how it pops out. See if I can get this far enough away. And there goes the parachute. So I did that pretty slow. It's way faster when it's normally flying. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how that's set up. That's just a little holder when I'm having it sit there. Oh, the only other thing I didn't show you was the launch mechanism. So hang on. Okay, you definitely don't need this. Well, I wouldn't say this is the most pretty contraption you've ever seen, but it's got a few years on it, and I haven't really given it any TLC. So my cords are a little ratty, but all they need to do is just be there to pull the levers. So this one here is my spool. As you can see, it's attached to my Gardena hose connector. If I can get far enough away. So all that happens here is you give that a little pull. And as you can see, boom, pulls down in the Gardena. I didn't do anything special there. That's just a tie wrap. And as you can see, you pull down on it. And with 100 PSI in that rocket, it wants to take off. So all that happens is rocket clips in like so, and when you pull that Gardena, it will, well, I'm locked in there now, as you can see. So hang on. Okay, so what I did there was, there's my road marker that goes up the side. I've just got a little tube that attaches to the side of the rocket. That's just a guide. That's just a road marker, drilled a hole, locks in with the screw down the bottom. But that gives the rocket something to guide it straight up when it's taking off. And that's it. Oh, on the end, it's just a piece of PEX pipe and on the end, I've got a tire stem. That's where I can lock on my compressor. You can get a valve, one that latches onto that tire stem and will hold. You can get those at any, I don't know if you can get them at Canadian Tire or Princess Auto. Just to show you what it looks like. It's just that. It just has a lock. So you push it on and it'll stay. I just needed to sit there so that I can just give the pressure. There's my gauge that I use. Again, Princess Auto. Just get a gauge, put it in line with my hose. It's got a little pressure adjuster, so that's just a little added nicety to have, so I can have the airflow go fast or slow, and then I can see what my pressure's at. And when it gets close to 100 psi or 100 psi, some days I get there. For the most part, it usually gets to 100. And then I just pull the ripcord on the launcher, and that's it. Away she goes. If you get any other questions, let me know. See ya. Ignore my messy garage, all my stuff, yay. There it is, standing full height, ready to go. Again, like I said, any questions, let me know. One more thing to add, that's the lighting accessory kit. Comes with the threaded piece. As you can see, it's hollow through the center. Okay, and it usually comes with I think 2 nuts, but I think you can buy those separately. And you just need to cut, I think that's the length of one of those right there. But it's just got to be long enough to go through the cap into the bottle and give you a little bit to play with. And there's my O-ring. Again, the O-ring just has to be the right side just to go over the, be able to, the threaded piece to fit through that O-ring. So the snugger the better. And then I usually use a little bit of plumbing tape, just where it goes through the bottle as well, just to take up that space. One more little thing, because you're probably going to wonder, how the heck did you get that nut, hold that nut in the bottle? I do have long extensions, but I did make up this piece of PEX tubing, and I don't know if you can see or not, but it has a hex end on it. So what I did is I just heated up that piece of PEX, and it kept that shape for that. And if I can show you, that nut, I just use that to hold it when I'm tightening the other one that's on the actual cap side that's outside the bottle. So that's really just a holder, but of course it's long. It's long, and I can stick it into the bottle and hold it in there while I tighten the other one that I can get to. Anyway, that's it. I think that's all I need to show you. Any other questions or explanations, let me know.